nice, though. Oh, the choreography. You could just tell that the choreography is going to be on point in this movie. This is such a refreshing take to see, especially in fully theatrical form, you know? This reminds me of the likes of, like, old Cartoon Network shows that are a little bit more aimed towards a female audience. Like, the big thing that comes to my mind is Powerpuff Girls, but done on a high budget in modern technology, and, like, yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't naturally go out to seek the K-Pop Demon Hunters, but if it's a good show, if it's a good animation, it's good animation, you know? K-Pop Demon Hunters. Probably not exactly the movie you had on your watch list, eh? Clearly, it has a handful of specific demographics in mind, but I gotta tell you, man, after having actually seen the full first trailer...
Hey! This is the men's bathhouse. Get out of here!
Nice. And then, yeah, your classic... This looks great. This looks great so far. It's hitting all the beats perfectly. That perfect tone of, like, just have a bit of fun. And the characters are really well animated and expressive so far. Can't believe there's another 2 minutes. This really does just highlight how Sony is just built different these days. And that Spider-Verse influence is still very much there and on top. And it's interesting because there's so many sort of directions to take this on how fantastic this is coming out. Even just the idea that this is not a sequel and a genuine new original concept splaying out during a time of Disney sequels, Pixar sequels, and Warner Brothers doing whatever the hell Warner Brothers is doing. This looks to be one of the most refreshing productions being made right now. And it's out in a month's time. Oh my god! Every moment I'm seeing so far is such a brilliant showcase. I have seen all sorts of hearted eyes before, but corn eyes that then melt in butter and become popcorn because it's so hot to see? Who came up with that? This is immaculate so far. For being on slightly the back foot because this looks like a movie for girls, what a massive turnaround this movie is. And I wasn't even a naysayer at the start. Now, alongside being Sony, this is also specifically a Netflix movie, seeming to be a kind of direction they're choosing to take things. As this is also reminiscent to me as the earlier Ultraman Rising movie, similarly with Netflix taking on 3D animation and taking inspirations from the Asian market. Of course, up front and center you have the Korean influences of K-pop and the idol industry, but also you can read all sorts of general anime tones in this, which is just so fantastic.
Yeah, this plane's trashed.
Nice. Oh, classic. I could... well done. This is like... I don't even fully necessarily get all the source material it's bouncing off of, but I get the gist. And you know what? I guess it's nice to see as well, on that front though, a sort of general Asian influence movie being done with a Western production team. It's nice to see the West getting something so global, you know? I can see myself enjoying all sorts of tropes as like a general anime enthusiast-ish. I watch stuff occasionally. And yeah, like this is being done by Sony. It's hard to remember that, you know, to see these two sort of titans of what I know combined, and they seem to be doing a brilliant job so far. Sony are the stellar company when it comes to a unique art style that flares out and showcases a new format within its animation, and here, adapting these crazy, expressive anime faces in 3D is nothing short of fantastic. And it's so funny as well. This looks like a genuine treat for the eyes in all sorts of forms, a brilliant showcase of cinema and animation that we're somehow being starved of right now by everybody else.
Let's get battle ready.
Oh, it's just so visually pleasing to see, like the detail of the character design and the accessories, having their own little bat cave and the rest of it. This just seems like so eloquently satisfying. Now, beyond just the fact that it's an original, when you think of the audience behind the K-Pop Demon Hunters, you would assume this to be more of like a girls movie, right? Something akin to the old days of Powerpuff Girls, even though I was a massive Powerpuff Girls fan at the time. I had a giant pink poster in my room and everything at age like 6. Even still, that alone is super refreshing to see when so much of cinema is clearly dominated with the male eye and male audience, whilst at the same time, as someone who's not quite exactly the demographic for this movie, not a big fan of K-pop personally, I'm not crazy on idol culture, this looks so stellar to a general audience as well. And I can only imagine they're going to perfect all sorts of the other nuances that needs to be approached with a topic like this. Both 20 years ago and now, depending on what company you're dealing with, I can see there being these complications when dealing with a female protagonist and how you make them appealing to audiences by being beautiful whilst making sure they're not classic stereotypical Barbies. Where do you allow them to be strong without making them the strong woman archetype cliche flaw? How do you do their writing with depth and nuance and layers to them? And I'm sure that there are other companies that would make a big argument alone on whether girls are allowed to even look ugly. But in this movie, they certainly have a take, and I love it for that.
Yeah! Yeah!
Oh my god! Whoa, that's brilliant! This is so refreshing as well, because I have not seen animation do that in 3D. Proper, like, anime-influenced sort of stylistic eyes slapped onto a 3D model. And also I think it's a really nice thing to have these female characters that are allowed to be ugly, you know? It's such a classic thing for, say, like Disney princesses to always have perfect flowing hair. So there's something so grounded and nice in actually allowing girls to be gross. The freaking, I don't know what he looks like, Vegeta, I guess, just freaking Dragon Ball eyes are amazing. The Dragon Ball wrinkles are fantastic. Oh, the eyes, and that's like so... This is very much Korean influenced, and I'm not too familiar with Korean source material. I'm seeing a lot of Japanese influences from manga and anime. For some reason, the last eyes remind me kind of like Godzilla somehow, and Ultraman. I don't know where I'm seeing that, but it feels like something a figure would do. This is fantastic, man. Sony Animation, assuming their team is happy, this is great so far. And so different from everything else we're seeing in the industry right now. Hey there, you made it to the halfway mark of this video. You know what to do. Come along and subscribe if you haven't already. There's actually a bunch of other animated movie trailers that I'm getting around to this week, so join along to see our coverage of the likes of The Green Dinosaur, or something like that. And also the update of every other studio flubbing it. Anyway, back to the second half of K-pop. Adding on to that, the elements of accessories and fashion are clearly an influence in both the culture and industry it's representing, as well as the way it wants to present itself in general. And then there's just the other elements of the visuals, beyond the faces, the shapes, and the designs. The color palette in this movie is so nice. Whether it is the deep, dark blues and purple hues with the villains, colorblind, it's one of the two to me.
For good. It's time for a new strategy.
Man, they're really leaning into the purple. I was just about to say the villain designs are nice and I like the purple aesthetic. And then there's just full on a humanoid. It looks really, really ill. That guy has got some sort of poisonous venom gunning through his veins. Or just the fact that everyone's wearing such high, saturated, colorful clothing and hair. You got cloaks with a giant gold inlining or giant golden planes. All in all, this movie looks like such a great piece of visual eye candy. A real feast of what cinema and animation is meant to be. And when looking around at what everybody else is doing, yeah, I do think it's Sony and Netflix that are doing it best. Not to say these companies are not without flaws of their own, and hopefully they're not. We'll find out after the case, I guess. But so much of what I'm seeing in this movie so far is just a stellar presentation for a project that I heard about but assumed wasn't going to be my thing. Seeing it now, I think this could absolutely be my thing, even if not every single aspect, like the actual idol K-popping part. Oh. I mean, hey, I guess that makes... yeah, alright, I like it. If it's a story of K-pop idols, might as well make a parody of K-pop boy bands as well. I could see the jokes already. This movie's writing itself, it looks great. The freaking over-the-top hair whisks as well. Oh man, this movie's gonna be a treat through and through. When it wants to be a dancing piece, there's clearly a lot of detail put into the choreography, including the fact that they've got real K-pop singers in the soundtrack. But then when it wants to do its jokes, the gags that it actually rolls out, even just for this trailer, are so stellar, man. This movie is looking to be a masterclass, and the only real flaw it seems to have is the fact that it's not getting a theatrical release. It's the big flaw when it comes to Netflix movies, but that doesn't necessarily mean a movie is doomed either. And I really hope this movie does fantastically, because this is just art, man. This is the kind of thing we want to see in the year of 2025, and it will be nice to see a new perspective. I haven't watched a lot of Korean movies or Korean-inspired movies. You know, I can list a handful, but any opportunity to see something original and refreshing and new, yeah, I'll take that up, please. And this just looks to be so refreshing on so many levels. I had a lot of fun just watching this for 2 minutes. Man, I don't know if that's your best... Is that really your best portal face? Who enters a portal first? That is horrifying. Imagine that guy walking into the portal. He didn't walk into it, you know, like he would have had to have, like, chin first, just I am having too much fun with this, and I'm 12 seconds in. Getting into the full hour and a half, I've really turned around from my nonchalant, neutral take before. I am so looking forward to this. This might be my favorite movie of the year. It could very well be a shoo-in compared to everything else going on. I will certainly note down the date of June 20th, and I'll be very curious to see how much the internet really hooks onto this movie. Seems like the kind of thing you'd see all sorts of clips of on TikTok, and then one day you'll see the movie down the line. Or who knows, the K-pop fan base is pretty rabid sometimes, so maybe they'll come in droves anyway. All the power to them. To see something genuinely artsy with so much care and attention, I hope a movie like this does well. I am fully on board, and only wish the best after seeing this. You know what else is nice so far? I haven't actually seen the cast in this. They've shown credits for the characters themselves, as if they are the celebrity stars of the movie, and I kinda like that. Not to say you shouldn't credit your voice actors, of course, but there's something so, yeah, like sort of grounded and in-universe to be like, introducing our new characters, as opposed to, oh look, it's a list of all these celebrities to make you come see our show. I'm not sure how often you see credits for characters. I'm sure it's been done plenty, but not commonly. I really like that. I don't think any other trailer has stunned me more, especially on the good front, than this year. So on that relatively short note, I'll be ending things off there. Oh god, the facial expression scene keeps looping on my screen. I love it. For now, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell me your thoughts on K-Pop Demon Hunters. It really is just like Totally Spies, huh? I loved that show as well. Man, I had a type of show when I was a kid, and apparently I'm revisiting it now. I had no idea. It's a dormant memory, that is. Anyway, I'll unpack that one day. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and more, and I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio!